Where do we a step closer?
Did John summon more bugs?
The last session...
No, a ghost.
No. Yeah, there was no... Last session, last we left our band of intrepid heroes, you guys had gone through just a normal small town, nothing too crazy. Logan bought some drugs.
There most of the time.
David got possessed by a ghost, and then Logan got possessed by a ghost, and almost a third person got possessed by a ghost before you finally put the thing down. David almost got his character killed because he almost attempted to after, going through a full combat encounter, engaging in another combat encounter.
That sounds like him.
And other than that, everybody's just kind of, yeah. No, that's about it, really.
Okay, so I just stood in the cart the whole time?
Oh, no, you helped. I had your character help. You did some damage. You got some good hits in there.
You also spent an entire day crying in the inn room.
It's true. You spent an entire day depressively weeping in a room with a talking cat, mind you.
Yeah, I just burst in while you were crying, and I left the cat in there.
Oh, yeah, and Logan has a talking cat named...
to buy drugs. So now, when you guys are too stupid, I can disassociate from reality and trip balls for 12 hours.
It's true, yeah. No, he does, in fact, have enough... He does have enough...
So how much health am I at, John?
No, you're back to full.
Okay.
We all did the sleepy sleep.
We all did the long rest?
Yes, and now you're currently one day's travel away from the next major city.
Oh, I said time to head out.
Which is what city?
I'll write all our lines, sir.
This city right here. I was like, do you want the actual name of the city? I mean, nobody's actually asked for, names of these places. They're just kind of like, yeah, that one on the map right there.
I don't have one.
That's exactly what I was looking for, was what part of, what one on the map.
Oh, no, it's this one right here.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay. So at this point, you guys have awoken in the inn that you spent the night in this, in the very, I don't want to say mediocre town, but it really is pretty much just kind of like the standard little country village. Not as poor as the one it's not like a poor, destitute one like the last one. This one's just more of like, it's average.
I stay in my room in the same corner, just confused of why there's a talking cat.
Okay.
Hey, Ryan, do you want the dog?
You mean the dog that I would have got the first time if you didn't stay out for me?
Yeah.
So...
Great, now I don't have to pay for his rations. There you go.
Wow.
I was looking at him like I'm back at a 0.5 again, damn it. I'm gonna freak out.
Dog you named.
Huh? I mean, you could rename it, but I named it like something in Goblin, I think.
I don't know. That was on you. I don't keep track of your pets.
I wrote it on the character piece, but...
Let me see.
How much a dog paid?
How much?
0.5.
Yeah, the dog eats half a day's rations.
Yeah,
for a full day.
Throw the David half the ration and then throw the other half out.
Okay.
You can wait.
Okay, Ryan, fine, you can do that. You can sit there and you can be like, okay, here, you eat this food, and then just dump the rest on the ground somewhere. That's fine.
Look, 0.5s don't work for me. Like, they don't work in the
I know.
DPR.
No, I know.
I'm not dealing with it. I'm evil. I don't deal about the environment. Fuck it.
Alright, feed the cat and the horse.
Z is currently still with you guys. He's just kind of, gone mute for the day. You imagine he's kind of, a little embarrassed of the last, combat encounter, so he's just kind of, trying to play it off as being cool. Okay. You pull out your tinderbox.
Walk over to his knee.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
I aid Logan with my tinderbox, too.
Okay, you both walk over. You look him in the eyes. You light one single match.
Alright, I pointed at the opposite foot that I'm standing next to.
Uh-huh.
And Joe, and then I took to light him on fire.
Yep.
Turning at his leg.
Just to make this better, I will douse my lantern oil on him.
Oh God, Joe! It was just a prank.
Okay.
Nope, I wanted it to be an actual thing for doing CPR on me when I wanted to fall on suicide.
I'm gonna greatly be concerned now because Joe pulled out lantern oil.
So, Joe, are you actually going to pull out lantern oil and try to dump it on him?
A small bit, actually. Yes.
Okay, as you do so, you take out your lantern oil and you try to, like, dump it on him. He starts backing up in panic as he starts freaking out, like, whoa, dude, what the heck you doing? What are you doing? Immediately,
break, bro.
the inn owner sees you pull this and goes, you best be willing to clean that up, boy.
Sure, I guess. Or I could just light this and send us all in flames. Your choice.
Do it.
Rapidly.
I drop it.
sprinting.
I straight up drop it. I don't care.
I grab the cat and run away.
Okay,
I grab myself and on my ear and run away.
I
so
don't like being here
Joe.
anymore.
you drop the match. The match hits the ground and ignites, setting a portion of the floor on fire. The shop owner, upon seeing this, attempts to, jump over the counter and, attack you.
Okay, just take out my dagger and just go for a stab if he's just gonna come after me.
Why-
All right, roll an attack. Go ahead, roll an attack.
I don't care at this point.
Why me?
Subdue him.
The rest of you guys are, of course,
What am I, his fucking mom? Why don't you do it this time?
that's true, yeah. You could just
You're
let
the
Joe.
only other competent one. You do something for
I'm
once.
also evil and I don't particularly care if he dies.
Then let it happen. I'm tired of it.
What's me? If you don't
I
care,
don't
I don't
care.
care. Have fun,
I'm
Joe.
leaving.
I'm going to sit in the wagon.
All right,
You know what? Actually, I'm not going to attack him. I'm just gonna attempt to throw him. So would that be an unarmed strike?
that's an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of you and Z are currently, like, running out of this place as the flame begins to, like, grow hotter and the smoke kind of, like, starts to, like, pour out of the building.
I go grab a bucket.
Alright, cat and dog are
water.
in the cart. Okay.
That got into thought. I'm gonna go back in. Fuck it, I'll help. I'll help Nat Joe to fuck on chances.
It's 17, John.
Yeah, 17 would hit. Okay, so... Oh, and actually, no. Actually, hold on. You said to throw him.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me his... hang on. That's gonna be actually slightly different. You said 17? Oh, yeah, no, you grab him and throw him over your shoulder. His body lands on a table, smashing it into pieces. At this point, you begin to hear alarm bells all over the town start to sound. Because, the inn's on fire.
Oh,
Ryan, you immediately run back in to see the flames, like, starting to, like, catch on to multiple servants.
Anyways, I'm walking. I'm taking me time.
Okay, so Ryan, you walk in there. Uzziah, you do not have a bucket on you, and you have no idea where there is a bucket. Because...
There's no well in town? Really?
No, there's no well in town.
Dang it.
Would Way of Frost help put out flames or no?
I mean, it might help. It definitely
the-
might help. Yeah.
The ice will melt, and then
Yeah. No,
Water.
that might be a decent idea.
Right. That's the only thing I can think of to combat the fire. So I'm just gonna use that.
Okay. The shopkeeper, while this is happening, is gonna get back up and ready himself and try to charge at Joe again.
Sidestep, and I'm just gonna leave.
Hang on, Joe. No, you're getting an attack against you.
Uh,
Yeah, a 19. Does a 19 plus 3? Does that beat? Does that beat you in a grapple contest?
what do I check for that?
Roll an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
Did you beat a 22?
That's a... Was it? Would I have to beat?
22.
21.
The owner tackles you to the floor and pins you down. At this point, Ryan walks in. You said you're gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Oh, if I see him on the drum, I'm gonna go and tie him up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage, Ryan.
This is bullshit.
Attacking random civilian.
So go ahead.
Attacking a random civilian, he came after me.
So yeah, Ryan, go ahead.
This is what? Athletic? Yeah, got this 18.
Yeah, 18? Okay. So yeah, as the shopkeep gets Joe on the ground, Ryan, you go over and with your rope, you tie Joe up. The two of you begin to carry him out of the establishment that is now currently severely in flames. As this happens, the town's, I guess the equivalent of the fire department, comes running up and begins to try to douse the flames. Meanwhile, you see about a dozen armed guards are now on the scene trying to figure out what the heck happened here. Uzziah and Logan, you guys are kind of over by the cart, so you're not really involved in this. They come up to Ryan, Joe, and the shopkeep, and they're like, alright, what happened? The shopkeep then begins to explain to them that, this gentleman just decided to attempt to light his friend on fire by dumping oil on him, and then when he was asked to just clean the oil up, he responded with, "I want to set everything on fire," and then dropped a match in a pool of oil and set the place on fire.
That's a little bit of overreacting.
Joe, you know how... Okay, so, Ryan, are you going to say anything before the guards haul Joe away at this point?
I'm definitely distraught. Is there any way I didn't make this right so we could just be in our way? Maybe pay off what did Sony cost to replace the building since the buildings clearly don't need some serious struts or what?
Okay,
The guy's an idiot. The guy's clearly retarded, as you can tell.
The shopkeep looks at you, and he goes, okay, fine. I won't press charges if you pay the 400 gold pieces it's going to take to rebuild the entire interior of my lobby.
Man, I would say, I don't even have that money if I wanted to. Joe, you got 400 on you?
Might as well just take my dagger and across the
Tied
throat
up,
goes.
Joe.
No, Joe. You know. Okay, so
If only one of the party members had all the gold because no one else wants any of it. That's fine. I wonder if someone in our party was rolling in it because he actually does work.
well, Logan, you're hearing this conversation, so they're not talking to you because you were just kind of sitting in a car outside the establishment when it suddenly went up in flames.
Okay, I'm gonna stroll over.
Okay.
I'm gonna literally just pick Joe up,
Okay.
but like I'm not moving anywhere. I just pick him up.
No, that's fine. Okay.
I just look at the guy, and I just try not to let the blood rush out of my nose.
Fair. Okay.
And in what looks like it physically pains me, I hand him 400 gold and then knock Joe out.
All right. He accepts
I'm
the.
trying to apologize for my... What's the word? Bloody hell, I'm trying to think of a word. His friend doesn't like, one would be into that.
You know
Joe, how
what?
much health do you have?
35.
2 unarmed strikes, please.
Okay, that's fine. Roll for. Well, I mean, roll advantage because technically speaking, he is prone.
Okay, 19.
Yep.
And 20.
Natural 20. Not natural.
No,
okay.
no, no.
Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and roll for damage. Meanwhile, the shot as you're sitting there, pummeling Joe into the dirt for being, whatever. The shopkeeper gladly accepts your payment, and everything
15.
seems to kind of go at peace. All right, Joe, you take 15 points of damage as the monk beats you.
I'm apologizing for this whole mess.
I then dump Joe in the cart.
The guards are looking at you with this sort of like. They're looking at you with caution, but they are letting you leave at this point.
I'm apologizing to the dogs as well.
They happily accept your apology. There definitely seems to be... They seem to partially understand your situation. They're not quite as... Thankfully, the situation didn't get out of hand. The building didn't burn down. Nobody actually died or anything. So everything seems to be at least stable as you guys get in your cart and drive off.
We're never coming back to this town, Joe. I hope you realize that.
All right.
I just bought a tavern, Joe. I'm gonna fuck you up.
All right.
Knocked out. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're knocked out. I'm talking to your knocked out body in the bottom of the car as I'm driving.
Well, also,
I'm
as you
knocked
guys,
out. I know what you're talking about.
as you guys are going up,
Doing this, I'm gonna go post me a class of whiskey in the railroad.
all right.
My goal is complete.
All right. So, yeah, you guys get on the cart and start driving off. At this point, Z is very terrified, sitting in the corner, kind of wanting to rock back and forth in a little bit of anxiety, but not 100% sure what he wants to do.
Another one of my goals have been settled.
David's actually nowhere to be
Program.
seen. David has disappeared. You don't actually know where the heck he is. You're a little bit afraid though, and exactly who? What? We're all
Hold
dumb.
on, I'm gonna roll real quick. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's 9. So yeah, who?
Fair point. Yeah. As far as you know, this is your full party.
Can I attempt to wake up John?
I actually
No.
only know who David.
Oh,
I didn't know
well,
who David was. I
what?
only knew the hand was.
That's true. Yeah, you only knew who
The
Harold.
hand died because I spent so much time resurrecting poor Harold.
Poor Harold.
Just
Rip
forgot who
Harold.
David was.
Rip Harold. Rip Harold in the chat. Anyways,
All right, I guess we're gonna die on the road somewhere.
all right. You guys
Uh,
end up traveling on the road as you were planning on to. Maybe not quite in this particular mood or mode, but yeah, you're on the road again, so that's at least something. And eventually, as it all goes down, you get about, I'll say a little over halfway of your journey, when night begins to fall, and the age-old question of where
Are
you.
you at the cat shots yet, by the way?
I don't.
I don't think he talked to me when I walked in. so...
No, actually, Ryan, the only other person in the party that knows the cat actually talks is Joe. But he's currently unconscious, so it's, yeah.
I suddenly
Wait,
have a
wait.
little like spark in my eye. Hey, Ryan, I got a cat.
Yeah? Oh, what's your cat's name?
Reginald.
What's the
It
word?
told me.
I'm sorry, did what now?
Of course I told you, you buffoon! By the way, why do you insist on carrying around this dead weight? He points to Joe at the bottom of the cart.
Oh,
I don't know, I
that
kind
cat.
of just feel
Wait,
responsible. at
I'm
this
looking
point.
at my win. The fuck? I don't remember activating this.
No, Ryan, you see, anyone can hear him.
Oh yeah,
I don't understand.
oh yeah, Ryan. As you say that, look down at your ring. The cat goes, "Oh, a ring of animal handling. Oh yes, I know that item very well. Pray tell, where did you get that?"
Bought it.
Ah,
Whatever the city was. I assume I'd know the name of it.
We
by
didn't
this
name
point.
it.
I was.
It doesn't have a name. That one city over.
I mean, I assume we've been there, we'd know the name.
I mean, I have. You see, I haven't given you guys the names of the cities because you guys just didn't seem to know. Hang
I
on.
mean,
a
it's not
map?
really that important at the
Yes, John,
moment.
we're gonna know these
I
things.
didn't ask
Hey,
because I'm just trying
John.
to figure out where these people are trying to go.
John,
It was the city of Evren, by the way. E-V-R-E-N.
I was gonna say I have a map. I could literally look at it for everyone.
No, I'm just saying it. Like, it hasn't come up in conversation. Like, you guys haven't been like, "Hey, what's the name of this town?" Or that town. You've always been like, "Yeah, that town over there."
That's important. I assume my Tailtor grew up in this area. He'd know the city's names relatively well.
No, I know. I'm just
We
saying
burst
for like
into town out of nowhere and went, "Where's the damn tavern?"
exactly.
So anyway, how
I
did it
don't have the
start?
town tavern. I just have the whole map.
Wait, what, Ryan?
How is it you're speaking?
Well, it's a long story, but to make it short for you people who aren't like this sorcerer here who actually apparently has a brain, I was once the pet of a wizard who was into alteration magic. Unfortunately, due to his experiments, while I was given the power of speech, he ended up, let's just say, in multiple pieces.
Fair enough.
Whereas I found myself in the gutter of society before this lovely chap picked me up and decided to bring me along with you. Don't you dare say that one more time. The cat just kind of... And the cat goes over to Joe's, like, half-knocked-out corpse and just lays on the back of his head.
Well, finally, at least some use from Joe this day.
Yeah, he just
Well,
title
it's
video.
400, but at least it's proven
He
something.
cost me my entire winnings. From my
How
last
much gold are
hit
you
point.
at right now?
Can I wake up and yeet the cat by turning over?
No. You're out still.
I'm down to 368. I had 700. I'm very upset right now.
I would... Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm
I've
sorry, Logan.
considered
You didn't
stopping
have
its
to
head
do
in.
that. That was a very good thing you did. I certainly wouldn't have.
Makes me so happy as I stare longingly at this acid vial.
Logan's just like...
That old friend, not yet.
Not yet. I'm saving you for the dragon. Oh, hi, bud. No, that's dice.
Just runs up to the dragon and yeets an
And
acid
the
vial in
Bubs
his
has
face.
stolen all of my
You know,
d20s.
They wanted num-nums. They didn't want nice, they wanted num-nums.
Making my way down.
Anyways. So how are you gentlemen going to do tonight?
I don't know. I'm still knocked out apparently, even though it was half the day when I got knocked out.
Correct. Yes.
I did
I'll just
beat the
stay
shit
up
out
all
of
night
you.
tonight. I'll take the whole last. Fuck it.
Okay. That's fine. At
Okay.
this point, like as you guys are,
What
sorry.
level of fatigue is it going to fuck us over, I would imagine?
Yeah, but you can't see.
This is true.
I haven't
But
spent
it'll be fine.
anything. Ryan, I haven't spent anything today. I could just do it, and I can actually see.
That's what you're on.
Yeah, it's fine. Y'all can go to bed, and I mean, after Uzziah's done with his 4-hour thing, he can help me too. So.
Fair enough.
it's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So you all stop the cart to make camp, and by that point, Joe, you wake up laying in the bottom of the cart with a cat on your head
And tied up.
and tied up. Yes, you're still tied up.
I'll go feed him half a lashing.
Okay.
I'm gonna just cut the
I'm gonna
rope
give
with my
the other half to
dagger.
the dog.
Your hands are bound. You cannot physically reach your dagger.
I'm gonna give the better half to the dog, mind you.
I'm just gonna be a mute the whole time,
Okay.
cause I can't.
That'd be
I
a
can't
nice change, of course.
So
From
Joe,
what you did today.
so Joe lays there on the bottom of the cart. Ryan, you go over and attempt to feed him, and he basically every time you try to put food in his mouth, he spits it at your face.
I wouldn't do that. I'd just spit it out. I'm not that much.
Well,
of
you
a
can
pain.
sleep on that.
Okay,
too,
that
bud,
works.
'cause it's
Okay,
at the
so
bottom of the cart.
so now there's a small pile of
Yes,
like
he eats it, but no, I don't care.
there's a small pile of food at the bottom of the cart that eventually the dog goes over and starts to eat as Joe continues to spit it
Ew.
out.
Oh, so the dogs don't eat the full lashing. What's for me?
It's true. Yeah, I know
Chubby dog.
the dog is gonna eat well tonight. Dog is happy.
Can I go hunting
Yeah, sure.
before we all like camp out?
What's up?
Okay. I'm just gonna go by myself. I don't wanna.
Sure, that's fine.
Don't want to
Fail,
bring the
fail,
wizard with
shit
you?
happens. No, I don't want to bring the wizard into the woods with me.
Hey, I tell you this much, I won't miss.
That's very
Can I
true.
go hunting too?
Okay, so Uzziah, Logan, are you gonna allow Uzziah to go with you, or are you guys gonna go to two separate spots? That's what I
If
think.
he's gonna go, he can just come with me.
Sure,
It's
okay.
fine.
All right, the two of you head off into the woods away from camp. Ryan, you with the help of your new with the cat, set up camp.
Leaving Ryan all by himself with a dog, a cat, and a tied-up, beat-up rogue.
That's
This
right.
should be.
Oh, I mean,
Hey,
oh yes,
what's the dog? The mute. The mute's also here. What's his name?
oh yeah,
Zaya?
Xander's still there.
Alexander, yeah.
You know, Xander's still there. He's just
What
kind of
happened to David? Did he just vanish on us again?
yeah. David vanished. I'm sure you'll come across him eventually.
Maybe.
Anyways, so Logan and Uzziah, you guys head off into the forest. Both of you give me let's go survival check right now.
Alright.
Since you guys are, or nature, either one. I'll take either one.
21.
21. I like 21. Good number.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Nature. Well, survival. So, let's
Yeah, same. Because we
Dang
all
it.
have the same stats.
14.
Okay. After a while, your combined efforts eventually lead to an area in the woods where you eventually come across what appears to be some kind of animal bed. You figured some kind of like elk or deer or something like that. And you decide to wait there for a little while. And after about an hour, 4 deer start coming through the woods from the east to the west. Both of you give me a stealth check to see if you can remain unnoticed as they pass.
20. Not natural.
Okay.
18.
Perfect. Okay. Let me just double check this. I mean, those are pretty good. Let me just double check. Because I don't think. Do these have? I mean, obviously these have passive perception, but I don't think. Shouldn't be anywhere near. Here we are. Yep. No, you guys are good. All right. So the deer, you kind of like have positioned yourselves on like the edges of this like bedding area, and as the deer begin to go through, they kind of stop for a second and begin grazing a little bit. You have the round of surprise. Go on ahead. What are you guys gonna do?
How close am I? 'Cause
You are within 60 feet of them.
Uzziah, what's your range on that?
My bow. Oh,
Without disadvantage.
which my bow is a total of well, 600 to basically 150.
Yeah, no,
on the
his bow's
bow
his
range.
bow's fine.
Well, no, because I need to get closer.
Okay.
So I need to get within 30 feet.
Okay. Go on ahead and give me another stealth check, but I'm gonna actually roll for them, since by that point they would be actively looking
Nice,
for
nice. 20, yeah, 25.
you. 25. Okay. Actually, wait, no, 25.
Yeah.
You know what? They can't beat that. Even if I roll a nat 20, they would. You know what? Just to see if they crit. Yeah, no, they didn't roll 20. Nope, you're good. You're able to move to within 30 feet.
Well, doesn't critical success always win regardless of if it's actually beats it? Well, not always, but
For a
sometimes the side didn't.
it doesn't actually work like that.
No?
Technically speaking,
I work with like armor class and stuff that even
It
if
o-
like, you physically couldn't beat it, but you died in that 20, it would still hit.
no, it works in combat. It doesn't work in ability checks.
Because you can get to like 30, like 40 for fucking ability check.
Yeah, no, ability checks are.
Alright, but
I mean, sometimes I like to. I mean, if the situation calls for like a slim chance of victory, I will allow a nat 20 to automatically succeed. But most of the time, I don't really see a point to it.
Hey,
Hey, awesome, Gojo. Glad to hear it, man. Hope it went well. Anyways, so yes, so going ahead, what are you guys gonna be doing? You still have surprise.
I'm gonna signal to myself and to the closest deer, and I'm gonna point at him and point at like one of the other deer near that one.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a javelin at that deer. And I'm gonna this will be a surprise attack.
Oh. Yeah, maybe next time. You never know. Maybe people show up next time. Okay, so go ahead, make an attack roll, and then Uzziah. You also. Well, I'll come to you next.
That's
Okay.
18.
18 hit. Yeah, 18 hits. Go ahead, roll for. This is a surprise, so I believe this auto crits.
I get 2d6.
Hang on. Let me just make sure. What did I just do? Okay, that was weird. Just double check, 'cause I'm not sure. Yep, going ahead, roll for an attack. Did you roll that attack with advantage, by the way?
No.
Okay, you do get advantage on it.
Well, I hit it anyway. It's fine.
Well, I'm just saying you could roll to see if you crit.
Fuck it. Nope.
Okay. Then going ahead, roll for damage.
Well, that's kind of shit. Okay, wait, so 2d6. Okay, so 4, 6. 10.
Okay. Uzziah.
Kind of low.
Okay, so you're that's your damage. Uzziah, go on ahead, roll your attack with advantage as well.
Did he kill the deer?
He is going to, yes.
Okay, so if he's gonna kill it in one hit, I'm gonna aim for a different deer.
Okay.
Was.
Normally I wouldn't give you that information, but I'll again, still learning.
Okay.
Since technically these attacks should go down
Okay.
simultaneously.
I'm probably gonna miss with this.
It's okay, we got one.
Hold on. So 4 plus 8.
4 plus 8, that's going to be 12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay. So Logan, you kind of like ready. You ready yourself. You throw the javelin. The javelin slams the deer in the side. It kind of like staggers for a second and then falls over dead. Immediately, the other three raise their heads, look all around, start darting off. Uzziah, you quickly knock an arrow on your bow, draw it back and fire, and I mean, you like gave this thing like a shave as the arrow kind of like zips through the hair on the top of its head and just barely squeaks away. as the deer run off into the forest. But you have down. You did kill one though.
Would I be able to keep up with one and like chase one for another throw? Because I have 40 feet. I don't know what theirs is.
Of movement.
Yeah.
They have a base speed of 50 feet, so no, they would very much outrun you.
They would outrun me too. Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, deer.
What would even be able to keep up with that? The board people, I think, maybe?
Flying, I mean.
There are certain creatures that can keep up with it, but for the most
like,
part,
The boardways, doesn't that get something like 60 feet of movement in the air or something ridiculous like that?
I think so.
Once he gets in the air, he got to move really far, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go get the deer, pull my javelin out of it,
Sure.
bring it back to the camp.
All right. Awesome. You know what? Just because Uzziah and Logan, both of you give me athletics checks just to see if you can get the deer back.
Okay, question.
Nope,
What
nope.
did athletics start with?
A.
I'm guessing that's in dexterity, right?
That's a strength one.
No, it's strength. Yeah.
I mean, Logan didn't lift. How much did he
Okay,
lift,
so
Logan? Like
that's-
400 pounds?
Yeah, I can lift a fucking lot. Hold on.
Okay. I might not be able to help you that much, but
What'd you roll, Logan?
hold on. It's,
No, that's okay.
19.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Logan's got this. So yeah, he just
yeah,
lifts
I
the
only
deer
have
up,
9.
puts it on his shoulders. Both of you walk back to
But
camp.
I can push, drag, or lift like 960. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah, bugbears are really strong. All right, so both you guys get back to camp. You have the deer with you. Are you gonna put the deer? Are you gonna turn the deer into rations, or are you just gonna eat it all as in one sitting?
Did you guys use rations for today?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I gave
Well-
half of us in the Joe, but you didn't seem to want any.
Fair.
What a shame.
It's okay. The dog ate it.
That's true. The dog got to eat today. I
Dog
fed the
did get
cat and the horse earlier
It's true. Yeah.
out of our rations, so I mean, I just need to eat. Uzziah hasn't eaten, right?
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
haven't used any rations yet, and I got 4 right now.
Alright, let me just turn it into rations, and then I'll feed me and him,
All right.
and then whatever's left.
Okay. So going ahead. Give me like a sleight of hand check.
Can I give him help with this since I do have sleight of hand?
Sure. So Logan roll with advantage.
Glad you did that, by the way. 19. Yeah,
19.
because I rolled, I rolled a 6 the first time, like,
All right.
oh no.
What is your sleight of hand anyway?
4.
After what's it called?
What's 4 to it? Better than mine.
After you and Uzziah eat part of the deer, you still have about 3 days worth of rations left over from it.
We're still level 5s, right, John?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
3. No, we leveled up 4 times. We're level 17s. I
I'm
can
a level
cast
21.
Fireball now.
I'd be screaming.
No.
I randomly turned into a level 52. I don't know about you.
You're actually just invisible constantly,
Do you know
but
level 52s? That's what you read during 5th edition. Like, one's the weakest levels.
52.
Anyways, so I believe what was it? Logan and Uzziah are both going to take the night watch tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all settle down, as the night begins to draw on, Logan and Uzziah both
He's sleeping for his 4 hours.
No, I know. Both of you give me a perception check.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Oh wait. Oh, that's not a 13. That's 18. So 20.
20. Okay.
I need to turn a light on.
That's fine.
11,
What the hell is this?
16.
16. Yeah. As you guys look throughout the forest, the hours wane on, and nothing happens. Seems to be a quiet night.
We're alive.
Now,
Eventually,
Take a long rest.
all of you get your long rest in, except for Logan. You'll be the one that doesn't get a
Yeah.
long rest. But other than that, all the rest of you get a long rest. And yeah, you get back on your cart and you embark off. I assume, right? You're not gonna.
Yep.
I don't think you guys want to sit there in the middle of the woods.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
You eventually move on, and we'll say somewhere around 7 a.m. you eventually crest a hill, and as you do, you get your first glimpse of the this next city, which I will actually give you this city's name. Give me 1 second to go and look up. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where the heck it is. Boy. Where is the... Alright, the name of this major city is Iomhar. Spelled Iomhair. Iomhar. This the city as you crest the hill, the first look of this city, the first thing you notice is there is a circular wall that goes around the city, much like you've seen in other larger cities. However, this one in particular is whitewashed, which is something that's very odd for an outer wall. So it's this pure white wall that goes around the outside of the city.
So like marble?
No, it's more. I mean, from this distance, you're not 100% sure if it's actually marble or if it's just another type of white stone. But yeah, you can envision it as like marble. The city itself has what's it called? 3 distinct layers of it. Each one kind of slightly more elevated than the last. A unique feature about this city is that it was actually built around a mountain. So basically what ended up happening was that they took a mountain and shaved it down and then built the city around it. So the city kind of has 3 distinct layers to it. Kind of like a wedding cake almost. The bottom ring of the city is like you're more like the poorer district. And you have like a lot of like grunt workers down there, hunters and blacksmiths and other like menial trades, fishermen, things of that nature. Then you go to the next section of the city, which is like the mid-ring of the city. This one's more of like your basic artisans, so your jewelers, your cobblers, your your tanners, fletchers, that sort of thing. And then of course the upper ring of the city is of course like your most your highest level. So this is like where like any nobles would live there. This is your the center of like the bureaucracy of it, and things of that nature. Like the highest, most wealthy people live up on the top ring of the city. And then of course on the top of the city, so you have like the bottom ring, the mid ring, and the top ring, and then in the center of the top ring is a large, I guess you could almost call it a fortress, just simply known as the White Keep, that is seemingly made of the same brick that the outer wall is made of. So it is a large fortress-like structure with several sentinel towers around it that is all completely whitewashed. And that's the city that lays before you.
I feel like they're gonna kick me out for being too dirty. Oh dear, I hope I don't smudge
I
the
go
walls.
to we saw make sure Joe's ropes are nice and tight.
Okay, you go over and yeah, those
Oh,
ropes
no.
are those ropes are tight as can be.
I'm fucking scared.
I just sit here like,
I feel bad for keeping
Whatever.
him tied up, but I'm also scared of what could happen if we don't keep him tied up.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I just don't
would
say
feel bad
anything.
about keeping him tied up, but he decided to drop a foot in mad sand oil in a fucking wooden ball, thinking everything would be okay.
Good lord.
Wood and stone. There was some stone. Wasn't that poor?
Let's march our happy selves into this wonderful town.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there silent.
Okay,
I
that's
have
fine.
the cat on my shoulder.
As you guys eventually approach the actual gate of the city, the large stone gate that now at this point lies open with several caravans and people going in and out. You notice there's at least 8 armed guards around this particular entrance, all armed with what appear to be some sort of like magical weapons. The armor they wear is all uniform. Basically, the armor itself, it's full plate armor, and on the chest plate is a well, there's 2 symbols. There's on the on the left side of the chest plate, there is the Imperial symbol with the what's it called? The eagle with the with the sword and the arrows. And then on the other side, there is another symbol, which appears to be some kind of a tiger's paw. The armor themselves, the armor that they wear is kind of like gilded around all the edges with like a dark reddish tinge, and the armor themselves is kind of like a light grayish color to it. So it's not like it's mithril or anything like that. It just seems to be like a form of tempered iron or even like an early version of steel. So I mean, you can imagine this is a fairly safe city if this is just the welcoming committee. This is definitely not a city that you want to go around trifling and doing stupid things.
I'm going to get off the chart at this point. I'm going to... Where are we going to meet up?
Okay, first of all, can whoever's breathing in their mic fucking stop? I'm losing sanity.
I don't know.
Either way, I don't know. It was like both Ryan and Joe's was popping up. And all I hear is I wanted to kill myself, but I was letting you talk because you were gone, and I'm like, dude, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I mean, we could just meet at this gate from the other side. We could find a tavern here somewhere because we're no lives and we sleep half the time. I mean, y'all are probably gonna get some.
Yeah, God, what will the bounty board type stuff would be? Because, you know,
Have
I'd
we
like
gone
to get
in?
money again.
You go up to a random guard, human gentleman, and when you ask him that, he goes, well, the main bounty board for the city is going to be up on the 2nd level. It's going to be, and he basically gives you general directions to kind of go up. At every level, the city's connected. Basically, like each ring itself has like their own, has their own like side streets and all the different roads connecting all the inner parts of it. And then there are these large, I guess you could also call them like highways that kind of elevate at like maybe like a 30-degree angle that kind of take you up to the next section of the city. One thing you know about this city is that it's not quite as classist as the other city you went to was. It's not like you're gonna get like credit checked or stopped. It's just, I mean, obviously, if a beggar walks up to like the highest level of the city, you might get some weird looks, but it's not gonna be like you're not gonna be stopped. So
I
yeah,
look up into the sky longfully and I go,
I say we go check the bounty board and then we can figure out what to do from there.
I wonder if fight pits are legal.
you have no idea.
I mean,
Squints
Possibly.
tries
you could
really
always
hard.
ask.
Squints tries really hard. If you were a
Forget why I was focusing.
if you were a paladin, your god would look down upon you and go, "No," and disappear off into the clouds.
Alright, so let's find an inn, so I can point at it and say we're staying there.
Fair enough.
And then, so we can
I
all meet
just
there.
sit there bound and shut up.
Good. Okay.
You know what, I'm gonna put Joe on as a backpack.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of like using the
He's
ropes.
gonna be like facing backwards, like a baby you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
kinda walking around with.
I got you. So
Can I kneel Logan?
like
Kneel me?
no, because you are bound and gagged at this
That
point.
thing extra strong to make sure they were nice and tight.
Don't worry, Joe. You're gonna get an upgrade here soon. It's fine.
So Joe is now attached to the back of Logan as you guys kind of like wander through the bottom part of the city. What section of the city would you guys attempt to stay in?
I mean, the middle part we probably won't get robbed. Yeah, it's quickly. Instead of being in the slums. I mean, I'm probably gonna go to the slums to make money because that's just how these work.
I mean, I'm going to the middle part to make money. I'm going to download at the bounty board. That's what I want to do. But I'm fine with staying in the middle part, assuming I didn't afford it.
Let's just go to an inn in the middle part, someplace that doesn't look too shit, and see the price.
Okay. Let me get to an inn first. Okay. Uzziah, any input?
No, not for now. Let's get the end first.
Perfect. You guys find your way up to one of the big like highways that goes up, and as you do, you notice something. One thing you know about the Empire is that each of like the major cities has like its own little governing body that kind of like controls that city, and then probably some towns surrounding it. And as you guys are going up the highway, you see what appears to be some kind of I wouldn't even call it a parade. It's just more of like a security detail surrounding a vehicle as it kind of moves its way up to like one of the higher sections of the city. And as you look at this vehicle, it's probably the first time you've ever actually seen a steam-powered vehicle in your lives. You guys have been more towards the country. Obviously, there are some steam machines, like the basic idea of like a tractor exists. So you've seen like wheeled steam-powered machines like working the fields, but actually using like one as just pure transport is kind of a luxurious thing that you really have never seen before. And as you guys are kind of riding your cart up, you see a what appears to be some kind of like I guess you'd call it a very long, slender vehicle. On the front and back are a few guards that are dressed in more of like a dark blackish armor and riding some kind of, I guess you'd call them motorbikes, if you can imagine something like that. And sitting inside the main vehicle are 5 individuals. 4 of them are what appear to be just a variety of races. You get a half orc, you have a human, you have an elf, and then the 4th guy is a tiefling, actually. All dressed up in very fine robes of varying colors and sets, and then sitting in kind of like the centerish part of them is a gentleman that, from what you initially look at, it appears to be a a gentleman who sits about 7 feet high, depending on circumstances, and his face and body is that of a tiger, and the robes he wears are these very lavish, elegant red robes with blue trimming. Clearly that guy in particular is the is the fanciest out of all of them. And you can see as you're passing by, he has a amulet around his neck, and on the amulet itself is actually a an emblem, and that emblem is the tiger's paw that you saw on the guard's armor when you entered. You gather from this that this is the governor of the city and the surrounding area.
Are they looking at me?
They're just kind of talking amongst themselves. They're I guess they're kind of looking around a little bit, but they're kind of not paying that much attention.
Outside this cart?
Yeah, no, so imagine like a 4 or 5 lane highway. You guys are in the lane going up, and they're kind of like 2 or 3 lanes over, kind of just going by you on your left.
I would like to stealthily pull out my staff of bird calls.
Okay.
And make the sound of like an angry chicken coming from their car.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
19.
19,
Ryan,
okay.
You're breathing in your mic.
I shouldn't be.
You are.
It's white where it is all the time.
Do you have a fan
Normally
on or
I just
something?
don't. Normally I just don't care. but there's a lot of silence in this, so I hear it.
Okay.
Off you.
But anyway.
As you go to you stealthily pull out the staff, and as you go to target the car with your with the sound of the burn calls, you activate the arcane energy of the staff, and then nothing happens. You don't hear any calls. The staff triggers, but nothing happens.
Big sad. I put it away.
And as you do that, you notice all of them, even the security details, no one reacts except for the guy, except for the governor himself, who actually stops for a second. You see his ears kind of like flick up a little bit, and he starts to look around, and he looks back at you, and you see him kind of give you this like weird like, you see him give you kind of like a puzzled look, and then he kind of goes back to his business. He starts talking with people as they drive off.
He sees.
I mean, yeah, he saw a bugbear with a rogue strapped to his back. I give him a puzzled look too.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
You say because they grew up in a thing they wouldn't recognize it, but I was part of the military. Wouldn't I recognize it?
Recognize what?
The steam cart he was driving on.
I mean, well, you see, you all like you know them fairly well as usually like statesmen and people of like high wealth and class will be seen driving around, steam-powered cars. To you, it's not really that much of a surprise. You've been around in bigger cities. I mean, some cities actually have like entire like lanes of travel that are dedicated to faster, cars and trucks that are slowly becoming more of a thing. It's just they just have they've lived more out in the country, so they're not as common. Obviously, they know they exist. They've seen pictures of it. It's just seeing a picture of one in a book and actually seeing one drive right by you. It'd be like driving around right now and seeing like a Lamborghini just like drive right by you. Like, obviously, they exist. You've seen videos of them, but it's a whole different thing actually seeing like a $250,000 sports car drive by you. Same effect here.
Iron horse.
No, Logan, you're not that primitive.
I know, I'm not
Iron.
I have to balance.
That's David's response.
I have to balance being a little dumb and not being David's level.
All right.
It's very hard.
All right. After that, you guys eventually go up there, and eventually you come to the inn, in the middle section of the city. It's a nice building, 2 stories. Seemingly in a fairly peaceful neighborhood, nothing too crazy.
There's somewhere to park.
Yeah, no, there's a parking lot.
Okay, is there one with a stable near it?
I
can't really park a living creature.
The actual like how parking lots are set up here is that like each little parking lot has like a little station to take care of any of like the the beasts of burden that you would have on your cart.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. I'm gonna park it there.
it's like a really primitive version of like a power charger for like an electric car, except instead of that, it's more like just like a little feeding trough, little overhang that can kind of sit under.
So like
Quite
a
nice
stable.
actually. More like mini stables, like personal mini stables. You can just kind of like park yourself in and go about your business and then come back to it. It's quite nice actually. It's very advanced city, very nice. Got a lot of little luxuries that you normally wouldn't see just around as you kind of travel. Anyways, as you guys park, I'll be right back. I gotta help get the boobs to bed.
Yeah.
All right, so what's up, guys? What are you guys doing?
Okay.
Same
Well, I have to go wherever Logan goes.
We're at the inn.
Down to
I
him.
walk in with the cat in my hand and Joe tied to my back.
Okay.
And then I order a room for me, the cat, and Joe for the next 3 days. And
Okay.
if I have to pay separately for like the stable fee, I don't fucking know. But
The stable fee, if you're staying at that particular inn, the stable fee will be included in the purchase of the rooms.
all right, cool. Then yeah.
Ask him how much it will be. Too.
All right, we'll say if you just want to buy 3 days up front, the shopkeep says that he can just say 1 gold will cover everything.
I gestured
Alright.
to Logan
Okay.
to
For 3 days.
take it out of my pay.
Okay. I somehow pull a gold out of Joe's pocket.
No,
and
no,
take
Logan, no. You reach back in your backpack, you pull out a gold piece and go, here you go, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My backpack. Do you like my backpack, sir?
He looks at you and
Don't
goes,
say that. I'm going to the room.
your backpack is lovely, sir.
He's ordering it for 3 days, by the way, so I know that we're
Yeah.
staying here for 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to not have to deal with it every day, so I'm like, here, we're gonna be here a minute.
Okay.
So,
That?
I'm gonna dump Joe in the room.
Okay.
I cut off. I loosen the bind so that only one of his arms is free.
Okay. So, Joe, you now have
I-
1 arm free.
I put the cat on my bed. Then I just walk out.
Okay.
I'm just gonna free my other arm and then I'm just gonna sit there.
Okay. So, Joe, you use your 1 arm, and eventually you were able to free yourself, and then you sit there. Reginald's on the bed, just giving you a look of.
around. I walked out. I walked right back in.
Okay.
I brushed the cat. Then I leave.
Thank you, sir.
Do I have is my mouth covered or no?
No, your mouth.
I just tied you up, man.
You're the one that's been silent the whole time.
I'm just gonna take a look at my inventory and just see what's there.
Okay. There's a bunch of stuff. There's
You realize there's like a stick of TNT.
There's a blue orb. There's a black gem. Then when you touch, you hear, feed me. And then you just kind of like, no, put that back.
There's some guy's hand in there. You don't know where you found it.
Yeah, you look in there. There's
Someone
Harold.
caught the bandits.
Wait, I have Harold in my bag?
No, you don't have Harold. No, you guys left Harold.
No, Uzziah killed Harold.
Uzziah killed Harold, and he just kind of left its, I guess, corpse question mark on the battlefield afterwards.
I wanted to go back and get it, but it was just so busy. I was like, whatever, dude.
Wait, I have an unidentified item thing in my...
Yeah, well,
Ask around like the market.
Anyway, so I'm going to buy 3 days for me and the dog, then, since we're staying here for 3 days at least.
that's fine. I mean, the dog can just stay in with you. It's not going to like require separate
how much
lodging.
is it gonna cost?
Yeah, 1 gold. 1 gold. If you're just gonna if you're gonna buy it all as one go, then yeah.
I'm gonna untie myself and then walk out after petting the cat.
Okay. You pet Reginald and you walk out. Currently the inn is seeing a decent amount of activity. Now of course I mean obviously you guys are in a major city. So this place is, I mean this residents here are in the tens of thousands. So I mean it's
What time of day is it?
at this point it'll be pushing probably 11. It'll be pushing probably 11, maybe a little bit earlier.
11
11 a.m.
No, AM, sorry. Yeah.
AM. Okay.
No, you guys got there around 7. You kind of bummed around a little bit. I mean, obviously the city's big, so travel times here are going to be a bit more than usual.
I'm going to go check out that bounty board.
Sure, okay. So Ryan's going to go check out...
I'm gonna go see if I can find a place to enchant things.
Okay. Okay.
Point Joe like farther into the city. Don't go to the poor district, Joe. You won't find it.
I mean, if you
I
did, it'd be
imagine.
back alley surgeries,
Like,
you
I
know?
wouldn't trust it, buddy. I
Oh,
wouldn't
that's weird.
trust
He cursed my sword, and now it eats me in my sleep. Oh, that's weird.
My brother
gonna-
has a cursed sword that just says we must do this for glory and annoys them until they only get written in history for glory.
Dude, if I gave you a cursed item like that, it'd be like, yo, every time you pull it out of its sheath, you poop yourself. You just,
Oh, John,
you,
every
you,
time I pull it out of my sheath, I had this
Minus
sudden
1
urge to
dexterity.
put it against my throat.
And remember, it has to be the type of choice that's only triple without being flat.
exactly. Anyways, all right. So Joe's gonna look for enchanting stuff. Ryan's gonna go to the bounty board. Uzziah, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pay the 1 gold for my own room,
Perfect.
and then I am going to go to the Fletcher.
Awesome. All right. Logan, what did you say you were doing again? I don't remember.
Okay. I'm gonna go to like the poor district
Okay.
in like the markety area where all the people are.
Sure.
And attempt to enthrall some of the I'm gonna put like a little. Wait, hold on. I got something. I got something in my backpack. That's not my other backpack.
All right.
I'm gonna take out an iron pot, set it on the ground in front of me, and attempt to enthrall passerbys with tales of my pit fights in order to, one, attempt to attract someone that knows about them in this town, and two, maybe make money.
Oh, you should have told me to do it, Loden. I have much
Okay.
better charisma and performance.
Oh,
Yeah, but I have too much confidence in myself.
That's true. Logan has a reputation now. It's starting to build. Okay. So,
Yeah, you need a what's it called? You need a what the hell is it called? The people toes out in speech of your joy.
anyways,
It's over.
So, anyways, we'll go with Ryan first since he should be the simplest. Ryan, you head up to the it's actually in this city. It's actually quite it's quite different than normal. Normally, when you go to like a bounty board in one of like the smaller cities or towns, usually there's like a guard post, and then there's like a physical board there with a bunch of like bounties on it. In this city, there's actually on the mid-level section there is it's almost like a I don't really like quite say a marketplace because that's kind of doing a disservice, but basically when you walk into the area that you were told to go, you basically see a little it's like a little bazaar there where there are, I mean, you could probably guesstimate dozens, if not maybe just short of 100 bounties and different quests that people go there to basically this is like the area where you would go to like ask the help of like adventurers passing through or mercenary companies to help you do something. A lot of times this area of the town is used for like let's say a trade company comes to town and they want to like have some extra security as they pass through to either like the major lake or they want to go like through like the mountains towards the desert area. You basically come here and be like, hey, we'll pay 1,000 gold to any mercenary company that helps us get to point B. And then adventuring and mercenary companies would come through here and be like, hey, we'll take you up on it. It's actually quite more of a business here than you're used to. It's a lot more out in the open, that kind of thing. So you have a lot of different options to pick from, depending on what you're looking for with that. So like, what specifically are you looking for? Like, what kind of job are you looking to do? Do you want to go and kill a creature that's or what?
Let's say more like bandits for now. Let's start off nice and simple. Bandits, Lasoedos in the countryside, maybe something along that line, or like maybe a group of goblins or creatures like that. Something simple like that.
Okay. As you look around, two people catch your eye. A gnomish gentleman, who is who's standing around, and then there's an elvish woman who is currently seems to be wanting help. As you go up and ask them what their contracts are, the gnomish gentleman basically gives you the an option. There have been he runs a small trade company that frequents this city and uses it, and he says that more out towards the mountains, off the main road a little bit, there have been a few instances where there is a he assumes that they're raiders of some kind that have been hitting his caravans. Details are kind of fuzzy, but he does know that they are, I mean, they seem decently tough. Usually most when it comes to like numbers, somewhere in the vicinity of maybe like 7 to 10 per raiding party that usually hits his shipments. He is currently willing to pay 1,100 gold for you to go out there and dispatch of the raiding camp in the mountains. The woman is her job is, if you look here, this is along a river just to the north. There is a small trail just outside the city where I wouldn't call it a nature center because it's more religious than that. There's basically a small holy site from her religion that
What religion?
What religion?
Yes.
Give me a second to pull that up if you actually want to know that detail.
Oh, I don't want to know this. It might influence my decision.
I believe it's... Oh, who was it? Was not. Right. She worships the god Eldath, the green goddess, or sometimes referred to as the mother guardian of groves. There is a shrine to her just outside the north of town in the forest that has occasionally been defaced by a group of ruffians who, live just off the river to like the northwest of town. They're kind of well known. They've hit a few places, but they're basically just more of like they're more of a nuisance than anything.
What pantheon is that under Eldath? I need to look this up.
What pantheon?
At the D&D Beyond.
Alignment, neutral good, symbol, waterfall.
It is Goddess of Peace.
Yes.
That's weak.
Yeah, no, I'm not even interested. I'm Matt Hortad.
She kind of looks at you like, okay, fine, jerk. Okay. Well, then your only option is the Gnomish Gentleman, 1,100 gold to go deal with the large group of raiders in the mountains.
I told to find Woden and inform him.
Okay. At this point, let's see. Let's go to Joe. You said you wanted to go find a place to get your weapons enchanted, right? Or enchanters. Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of look around, you eventually come to realize that, like, if you're going to get anything enchanted, you're probably going to want to go to the highest district. You travel up to the very top ring of the city as...
My computer's giving me a shit.
It was.
Earth to Joe. Dialing 1-800 Joe.
Walking to my living room. Let's see.
Start swinging. Logan just walk out there and start swinging wildly. Just.
Hold on, John, I have to roll the dice. Hold on.
Alright, you gotta roll the dice so you punch a hole in the wall by accident.
Wait, what?
Oh, Joe, you're here. Okay, good. Never mind, Logan.
I was on my way for you.
Logan, belay that. Okay.
Discord likes the freeze.
No, that's fine. Okay. So, Joe, you make your way up the large highway up to the top section of the city, and as you get there, you're greeted by wealth. Just very ornate buildings. Every building up at this level has some kind of nice, engravings. The architecture up here is very extravagant. A lot of arches, a lot of tall buildings with lofty interiors. You see a lot of gold and silver and jewels, even on the outsides of the buildings, presenting this air of just money. As you look around, eventually you come to a white stone building that is the Enchanters. You walk in, and as you walk in, you see through the air, you see books actually flying, levitating, moving from place to place. You see several mages in full robes, performing different arcane procedures and rituals in different sections of the store. Everything from actual teleportations happening, like, right in front of you, to simply scribing down, you can imagine, spell scrolls of who knows how much power. The entire place has this air of kind of like Harry Potter about it, if Harry Potter was a lot more posh.
I was immediately thinking about that as soon as you were explaining it.
Yeah, imagine like Harry Potter, but way richer, like a wealthy, like Diagon Alley.
Harry Potter with a way better budget.
It's like if Harry Potter was like rolling in the bread. Anyways.
Did somebody say bread?
Did someone say bread? So you walk in. It's kind of funny. You feel a little out of place, because there's a lot of people here that are either, very wealthy people, or there's a lot of, like, high mages here.
And you're dressed like a criminal.
And you're just kind of there as, like, a hooded figure. Since you have your black cloak.
Well, I would take the hood down, obviously.
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 The gentleman behind the counter,
It's when you try to phone Tom a ball for no reason.
the gentleman behind the bar looks at you. Hello, sir. What may I do for you?
Give me a second to think about it.
Please take your time. And as he says that, he kind of goes about his business again.
Joe's just staring at one singular point on the wall.
I'm not that retarded, Logan.
Yes, Patrick, what would you...
I believe you.
no, Logan, it's like that one episode of SpongeBob. Patrick, what would you like? And then Squidward starts slamming his head into the cash register.
Is that for here to go? Wait!
No, wait, no! Wow!
Well, I don't want to know if I want to ask the stupid thing to get my cloak enchanted again, because we're in a high, wealthy part of town.
I mean, that's not exactly something stupid. You want your cloak enchanted. That's a pretty normal request.
John, have you... Yes, but a stealth enchantment. Have you seen the encounters we've been through with me in the cities?
Yes, I hope you've learned. Remember, this is a learning campaign. This is a learning experience.
Now, there are actual cloaks that have enchantments on them, Joe.
Yeah, that is, that is a thing.
The works of elven kind.
Some are very expensive.
Yeah.
Most are very expensive.
Like the cloak of like, what the fuck is it, dissonance or something?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Just every time somebody tries to hit you, you giggle. And
Well, those are more like almost relics or legendary items that are they're like one of a kind, so they'd be incredibly
All I know
valuable.
is I want the Staff of Lightning. That's all I want in this
No,
campaign.
a Staff of Lightning is definitely not a legendary weapon, but those are definitely expensive. But anyways.
I don't care if it's legendary or not. I want it.
But yeah, no, some of those items you'll see are like they're like one of a kind. Like there is no duplicating it. Or I mean, if you're gonna duplicate, it's gonna be expensive. Anyways, sorry, Joe.
I'm just gonna look to see what items are around.
In this particular establishment, they offer a variety of different magical services. They don't necessarily sell any particular items. This is more of the place you come to when you need like a specific magical service. So this is the place where you'd come to if you wanted to say get your kitchen enchanted to like work on its own. This is the place you'd get if you wanted to have a teleportation circle installed in your house or on your mansion's grounds. You'd come here.
That takes a long time, by the way.
No, it does actually, but they have like so this is not necessarily the place that you would find, like you wouldn't walk in here and be like, hey, I would like a cloak of invisibility. This is the place you'd come in and be like, hey, I want to make my house invisible. Like this is the place where you go to get this done by a team of professionals.
I wouldn't really want to be invisible. Actually, I wouldn't really need to make anything for stealth.
So what I'm saying in here is that they're not going to have like any pre-enchanted items here, but they will happily enchant whatever the heck you want. They don't really have a limit. The only limit is your coin purse.
Okay.
oh, hold on. Manage equipment. Hold on. Let's see.
So let's say, so it's like this is where like the wealthy noble would come if they're like, yes, I would like a cloak, but I would like it to be enchanted so that the cloak appears to be on fire, like with like a minor or even a major illusion. You'd come here and get your cloak enchanted so that it looks like you have a fire cape. Like this is the kind of thing I'm talking about here. Obviously, they have a lot of practical stuff, but
I like that. I like that a lot, though.
yes, the rogue, the one all about stealth, wants to have a cape on fire.
I know.
Joe, please
but
don't.
You'll never see me.
I stealth now crouches the entire. Roll
No,
persuasion.
it's a good idea, though. It's a good idea.
But like that's
To
what you're
have
gonna
for,
get
like,
here.
Something else. But
So yeah. Man, I just want to nail it. I just want to get it across that this is not a place where you're gonna come into and go, hey, I would like to buy like a magical ring. That does not happen here.
wait, what do I don't have a ring in my inventory? Ooh. Okay.
So I do love this background music, though. I'm so glad I found it. No, it's not battle music. It's more like a trade town. It's nice. You hear the occasional horse whinny. You hear some clanging of glassware and other things like that. It's quite peaceful, actually. I like it. Anyways.
Spear of magic missiles.
Spear of magic missiles.
Spear of magic missiles.
They could enchant something like that. That'd be pretty self-explanatory. Hello, sir. How's it going, man?
Can I ask them what they can enchant to maybe bring like perception up?
They give you a pair of glasses.
He looks at you. He looks at you. I mean, they couldn't.
You all actually stuff like that.
Yeah, he looks at you and goes, I mean, any piece of eyewear could easily be enchanted to increase one's perception.
And most of those are going to be stupid and expensive.
Glasses with no lenses.
Yeah, I mean
Increase my perception.
Yeah, here we are. I don't like, I speed because...
But yeah, they could easily give you like a visor or a pair of glasses or like a monocle that would allow you to perceive the world around you in a more advanced way.
Also want them to look like they're on fire.
A rogue that has a hood and stuff to sneak around with
And
a
implanted
monocle.
under the skin to detect electromagnetic properties. I mean, it'd be expensive, but technically speaking, they could get like armor that would allow you to have things like tremor sense.
Glasses that attract metal, so if someone swings a sword at your body, it goes through your face.
Actually, I didn't even think about that idea. That's actually not that bad. I mean, it'd be expensive, but yeah, that could happen. Yeah.
Where would be like the place to get armor? Like, would it be in the second tier or the tier that I'm in now?
Enchanted or mundane armor?
More mundane, but would it be easier to just get it enchanted, or would it be easier to just buy it enchanted?
Where you're at, you probably want to get like a +1 of whatever the hell you have.
Well, no matter what you're gonna get, there really isn't gonna be much of a price difference whether you get a piece of armor enchanted or buy it already pre-enchanted. It's really about what the enchantment is that makes the difference. Like, obviously, you could bring like a longsword here and be like, "Hey, can I get this enchanted to make it like a +1 longsword?" And you'd be paying the exact same price here as you would at like your normal, like, you know, blacksmiths or your normal, like, you know, advanced weapons shop. But what I'm saying is, like, this is where you come to get like very unique and special enchantments put on items that you wouldn't necessarily find out in the wild as just already enchanted. By enchanted should be weaker character
armor.
enchantments, RNG enchantments, the common enchantments. I mean, normally, but I mean, this is more of one of those like learning experience campaigns. So I'm kind of willing to work a bit more with that. I'll make them pay for it though.
You make us pay with everything, so it's nothing.
But yeah, the more advanced the enchantment, the more it's gonna cost, no matter where you buy it. It's just the place you went to right now is a place that you would normally go to if you wanted like a very either a powerful or like a unique enchantment on an item that you wouldn't necessarily like go down to the local store and find already enchanted with it.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask where the blacksmith is and say that I may be back.
Okay. He directs you down towards the middle ring. There's a blacksmith down there that specializes in a bit more advanced gear than just like the basic non-enchanted things. Or non-magical.
I tell him thank you for his service and leave.
Absolutely not. Hear me out. Unique and powerful enchantment that literally costs their soul permadeath. It could be done. That could definitely be a thing.
How much did you buy before? 1,100?
1,100, yes. Yes, the bounty that you accepted was 1,100 gold pieces.
Wait, do I actually have to accept it too, or do I just know about it existing?
I mean, you walked up to the gnomish gentleman and you talked with him about it, so you know it exists. How long it's going to be available, you don't know, but you have not officially accepted it yet.
Right.
But oh yeah, there's plenty of enchantments. When I do my campaigns, including this campaign, I kind of do like a mix of homebrew and official, like from the DM's perspective. So if they want to do something that's like, hey, I'd like to put my soul into this armor so that I could do, A, B, and C, go on ahead and do it. Just know there are going to be consequences.
Well, technically there's a wind of Mind Shielding. Why not the armor of Mind Shielding?
Exactly, I'm just saying. Anyways, so Uzziah, you head off to the Fletcher, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You head off to the Fletcher. It's going to be on like the mid-ring of the city. And as you walk in, you see there's several people there. The place is actually fairly busy. There's maybe like 20, 30 people in the store. Several different people manning the counters all around you. It's actually quite an impressive establishment. There's a lot of selection here. There's a lot of some pretty high-level archery gear here that you wouldn't necessarily find at other places that they sell here pretty much on wholesale. Like, this is a really luxurious place. Fletcher has a sketch of an era of total annihilation. No. Oh, no. No, we don't talk about that around here.
The staff of nuclear annihilation.
They're only level 5. They're not ready for that yet. I don't want to put a deck of many things in their hands just yet. That comes later.
Pulls the entire deck.
Bye. Okay. So anyways, Uzziah, what would you like to do at this establishment?
Staff and nuclear winter.
Restock on some things. So
Okay.
4 armor piercing arrows.
Okay.
So, and hold on, let me see how much I'm gonna be on the other arrows. Okay, so that's 7. How do I get back to 10? I'm guessing 3. Yep, 3. 3 hollow point arrows as well.
Okay. Let me just double check your character sheet real quick. Altogether, let's just say 1 gold piece to restock on all your arrows.
Okay. Remove. And question, since you said there's a lot of different kinds of stuff here.
Yes.
In this campaign, is there something like a holy arrow? Holy swords, holy daggers, and rapiers, but I didn't see any holy arrows.
Oh yeah, blessed arrows exist. Yeah, absolutely.
Do they do more damage to undead?
Yes, considerably actually.
Can you send me the stat sheet and how much they're gonna cost me? For 10?
For 10? Okay, these are definitely gonna be on the pricey side. Give me 1 second to look this up. Okay, so alright, so yeah, my blessed arrows right here. Here we are. Alright. A blessed arrow will do what's it called? It'll do the base damage of the arrow, so the regular bow damage, plus 1d6 radiant damage against a normal target, and then if it's an undead or aberration or what's it called? It's like undead aberration. There's a couple of things too. I can't remember off the top of my head. It does double damage, so it's gonna be extra 2d6.
Okay. Can you type that down for me or something so I can do that? And how expensive are these things gonna be?
Heal with a blessed arrow? No, it doesn't really work like that's not.
Yes,
yeah,
you
no.
can heal by having a pointed object jump into your path.
And hey, that's okay. Lack of it, that's fine. There's, again, a lot of homebrew, a lot of official. Not everybody knows everything about D&D. No problem. Any questions, I'll happily answer them.
How much is this gonna cost?
Each arrow is going to be 1 gold piece, so it's going to be 10 gold to buy 10 arrows.
Okay, retract 10 gold, and again, can you send me the type of what you just said so I can make custom on D&D Beyond?
Uh-huh. Okay, here we go. I'll send it over Steam.
Thanks, that will work perfectly.
There you go. That's the short version of it. Oops. That one. There we go. There we go. Does he notice? Rip Cleric Archer. Does he notice the Cupid's arrows? What Cupid's arrows?
Exactly.
No, thank you on Cupid. I don't want Cupid. I hate Valentine's Day.
Look, you make that giant troll fall in love with you.
I don't want to randomly be stuck in the
Well,
ass
the
with
troll's
Valera.
making a
Roll-
charisma check. Uh-oh!
Roll 1d10 for the damage the troll does to you because it loves you now.
No, Logan, roll a constitution check.
Possibly piercing damage.
Piercing damage. Good.
Roll a life saving throw.
Anyways, so yeah, is there anything else you're gonna buy there, Uzziah, or are you good?
I don't think I can get a cloak of elven kind here, can I?
You don't have enough. You don't have enough money for a cloak of elven kind, but no, that's not exactly where you'd get it here.
I don't have enough for a new longbow, so is there a potion shop around here?
A potion shop? Oh yeah, there's an alchemy. Oh yeah, there's definitely a brewer. A brewer.
Okay,
An
I'll go over
alchemist.
that way.
Alchemist, brewer.
Herbalist, whatever.
Near the store.
Potion dude.
Herbs. Okay, so you're gonna head off to the potion shop. Just quickly looking up something right now, because of course, why is this not in alphabetical order? Whoever posted this is an idiot. Is there like a? Open up that PDF in the background. I can just save it. Anyways, okay, so far as it because he hits you, track in there, radio ritual pulse. Look, they have yet to seduce a dragon, but we'll get there, I'm sure, eventually.
Nobody's
It's
a
okay.
bard. I don't. And all
Yeah.
of them have negative charisma except for Ryan.
Yeah, they're all very low charisma, and there's no bard, so unfortunately.
My
One
Clearly
talks
high
for
charisma.
But Logan,
I
my
have
charisma's
one
not negative.
charisma.
It's nothing.
That's true. We do have one sorcerer. Charisma casters, gotta love them. Anyways, so let's get my head where everybody's going. Logan, you're heading off to the poorer section of the city. You head down there with your pot in hand. You head down to like the I guess you call it the market area down there. You put the bucket down and give me a performance check as you regale everybody with your great fighting prowess of the pits.
Oh man, it's a negative what? So
Yeah.
18.
Correct. Yes, they are level 5. Technically a party of 6, but two of the party members are currently not here right now. So, you said 18.
Yep.
Okay. As you regale people, a small crowd does begin to form as you kind of just as you kind of become the equivalent of a street preacher, except you're preaching about yourself to everyone around you. Can 4 level 5s take on a level 7? Oh yeah, easily. Oh yeah, very easily actually.
1-1-2-1.
Oh yeah.
Our giant bugbear in our group took a level 7 and a 1.
Well, then again, I guess it depends on how well armed the level 7 is. Obviously, if you give a level 7 like the most powerful magical equipment in the game, then obviously no. But I'd say yeah, pretty easily though if they have level appropriate equipment. Anyways, so yeah, Logan, you're currently on the what's it called? You're there. You're gaining a crowd, and let's say from your extravagancy, you get about 2 gold pieces worth of money, all said and done. Since
Do I
extra
learn
economy is
anything?
on their side. Oh
Does anybody actually talk to me?
yeah. I mean,
I was
I
trying to like
yeah. As
figure out where
you
it was.
kind of like ask around about like if there is like a dirty, rotten fighting pit in this town, they basically explain to you that that's not really something that happens in this city. Even the under levels of I mean, if there is a fight pit, it's very much on the illegal side and maybe in like the underbelly of the city, but not. You're not gonna find one out in like the open, like in the other city you went to.
Why are all my hobbies illegal?
Oh
It's
no, maybe
almost
you should
like you're in
change
a-
your alignment.
It's
One
almost like you're in a
one-
well-guarded Imperial town.
actually
or city.
one gentleman does actually make a comment that the something he calls the core of the city will probably have what you're looking for. He doesn't really elaborate much on it. He seems a little nervous after saying it and then kind of leaves, but he does mention that to you.
Google Docs if I could.
Jesus.
Spell documents.
Hold on, I gotta read Twitch chat all of a sudden. Hang on, what's this? You know, I was actually tempted of using something like that. Something along those lines might be in the it might be in this campaign. Possibly.
Alright. I want to buy some drugs. Is there anyone around? My new acquaintances. Who looks the shiftiest?
Who looks the shiftiest?
Who looks like they would definitely be selling
Give me a-
some new fun
Give me
things.
a perception check, actually.
Oh, thank God. At least this one isn't a negative.
You know, Logan, you have a
16.
safe that could probably get
Okay.
them for free.
You
This
said
is my hobby, Joe.
you said 16?
Yeah.
Okay. As you look around, there's no one really that you could immediately pick out that's like, oh yeah, that guy's definitely got something in his pocket. All right. You do, however, notice a group of about 3 people heading in a very odd direction. The city, obviously, because it's the 3 rings with the major highways, there's generally a flow to traffic. 3 people, however, you pick out kind of going into like a sort of back alley-ish, and after waiting a while, they kind of don't come out. Which is weird, because you imagine that it probably doesn't go that far back deep, like, probably should have come out by
I'm
now.
gonna like lean on the wall at the beginning of it.
Okay.
See if I hear anything, or if they've like really gone deep in there.
Okay. As you kind of like lean up against the wall, you're kind of just sitting there. Obviously the world around you continues on. People are passing you by and going about their days. You don't really hear any noise from inside the alleyway. It's pretty dead quiet, actually.
Interesting. I'm gonna like look in there, see if I see anybody.
Okay. Do you have any dark vision, by the way?
Oh yeah, 60 feet.
60 feet, okay. Give me one more perception check, then. As you look down the alleyway.
11.
Okay. As you look down at the end of the alleyway, one thing you notice is it's interesting, actually. The alleyway goes in about 50 feet, and it is completely empty, and there is a back wall that appears to be part of like one of the buildings, and there is nobody in that alleyway. The alleyway is empty.
I'm gonna stroll down the alleyway,
Okay, you have
whistling a nice little goblin tune to myself as I make my way down.
huge, burly, fluffy bugbear, do just whistling a jaunty little goblin tune as you nonchalantly walk into the alleyway. And now that you're standing in it, there's like a dumpster in the alleyway. But other than that, it looks pretty darn normal.
Good job,
but
Logan. You
there's-
found your
I'm gonna
home.
look for any like hidden doors.
Okay, how are you gonna go about doing that? Are you just gonna look around, or?
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna like kind of like push on like some of the walls, like the one all the way at the end, and then like move the dumpster too.
Okay.
See if there's something behind it.
You start off on the sidewalls, kind of patting it down, like, what the heck is going on here? You kind of shift the dumpster, and as you do, a couple rats scurry by you, but nothing really of interest behind it. You get to the back wall, and as you reach out your hand to touch it, your hand suddenly pushes through the wall as if the wall doesn't exist.
Ah, there we go. I'm gonna make my way in there.
All right. You walk through the wall, and the moment you pass through the wall, you're suddenly greeted by a passageway that kind of goes forward. It's maybe about 10 feet tall by about 10 feet wide, lit with torches on
Just
both.
tall enough.
Yeah, lit with torches on both sides of it, and it goes on for maybe 100 feet plus, you'd imagine, because your dark vision kind of hits the end of it and stops.
Logan just starts singing on the way down there.
Making my way downtown.
You gonna continue on?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
You eventually, at about 120 feet, you eventually stop as the cavern itself, like the walkway, suddenly opens up into this gargantuan, looks like a. To describe this area, you basically walk through this little like cutout in the side walls of this enormous chamber. In the center of it is this huge stalagmite that goes from the ceiling to the top, probably a good, guesstimation, probably somewhere around a mile in height. Along the entire thing around the outside of it, lit up with torches, are basically, it looks like an underground city down here. There are wooden walkways that go everywhere, kind of connecting all the different areas. You see, as you look around the side walls of this entire chamber, there are many pathways, just as the one you came through. You imagine that these are other secret entrances around the city that kind of lead to this sort of literal underground part of the city. You have officially entered the core of the city. As you kind of stroll into more of like the actual like place itself, you walk down the
Logan's
walkway.
Just saying as he's running.
Oh no, I stopped singing.
All the stairways, the wooden stairways around the exterior walls, they kind of coalesce at the bottom, and then they shoot into the center area. And as you go along this very long bridge, you eventually come to the center area, where the entire center stalagmite has kind of been hollowed out to a bustling underground city, where thieves, assassins, corrupt politicians, and the like can kind of freely hawk their wares. As you kind of walk through, you see poison shops, you see boutiques where you can go and get your face and appearance altered by magical means. You see forgeries. Or forgers, out just openly forging, legal documents on the streets. It's quite an interesting sight. It's something you've never really seen before. Like you've seen undergrounds of cities before, but nothing quite as official as this.
Man, the rogue would be in heaven down here. They didn't hide this very well, considering I found it. This is interesting.
Yeah, if Logan found it with,
this is kind of bad. If
he's kind of, yeah, I was about to say he's kind of on the stupid side. How did he find it?
All right, well, if only I hadn't lost 400 gold to Joe earlier, I'd have more to spend here. What's I looking for? All right, well, I'm looking for a place that sells this wonderful city's drugs.
Vats of prototype region.
I've gotten a bit of curiosity after my.
You might find something along those lines down here. Yeah, you might find something with that. Anyway, sorry, what was that, Logan?
Well, you see, my curiosity was piqued after buying drugs in the last town.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna go find one of those. Someone that would be selling those.
You actually head up. Again, just like the outer city, there are different inner layers in this particular. I guess you'd call it a separate city. And while they're not as like defined as the outer city, the inner core city itself still has a bit of there's a bit of rule and law and order to it, or a bit of organization. Sorry, more or less. And as you go, eventually you get up, you get about maybe quarter of the way up into it, and eventually you come to this large open-air marketplace where every kind, or at least to your mind, every kind of illegal and controlled substance you can imagine is being flocked and sold to the highest bidder. All sorts of different vials and brews and bags and entire like cartloads of this stuff is being shipped around and sold to the highest bidder for, in some cases, tens if not hundreds of thousands of gold pieces, depending on how much and where it needs to be gone. So, I mean, the world is your oyster. Tree ant truffles.
Alright.
Teachers.
Search for... Well, I'm not really sure what to search for, because I'm not really aware of a lot of these things. I mean, I don't even know what this weird fire powder is. So I'm just gonna peruse a little bit, just find a few things, pick them up, see how much they are, try them out. Eventually later, not down here, because I'll probably wake up with nothing. But
Anything in particular that you're looking for?
Let's see. This world version of opium would be fun.
It's world's version of opium.
Yeah, something I can smoke out of the pipe without people being like, "Wow, that guy's smoking black lung."
No, that's fair.
You know, something a little more chill than it's like, oh shit.
Okay, I got something right
And then,
here.
Something hallucinogenic would be fun. You know, not exactly black lung here. Also, I want to ask whoever I buy these things off of, what the hell the bag with the fire powder in it is, like, actually called.
Okay. Give me one second. I'm looking this up specifically because apparently there's a lot more here than I thought there was.
Oh, trust me, I'm not the first person to go, let's go buy drugs.
Okay.
Wait,
So
but Logan, you're the only person that said that.
okay, no, I got something right here for you. Oh, good. Here we go. We have.
Look, it's not an evil action to be down here.
Oh, this is actually a really nice PDF of other stuff. Okay,
It's not
this
an
is
evil.
for...
It's not an evil action if you're a rogue, right?
Wait, did I just say all items? All items listed alphabetically.
Right, Logan?
Oh, praise
I'm not
the
gonna say
sun.
It's an evil action, but it's definitely not a legal action.
That's fine, I'm not lawful good, I'm neutral good.
Okay.
I'm chaotic neutral, so I couldn't give two craps.
I'm
my property.
lawful neutral as well, so yeah, I could care less.
Well,
Okay.
I appreciate you not calling me out for breaking laws, buddy.
So Logan, you kind of go through and as you're perusing all this different kind of stuff,
What you do, you just make sure he follows the law.
one halfling gentleman he kind of looks you over and goes, "Hey, you come here. You look like a new guy around here. So
Yeah.
what are you looking for?"
I'm looking for,
just
well,
have
first
one
of all,
comment.
actually, sir, I've just started my connoisseurship of these things. Can you tell me what this bag is called? Can I, like, show him the fire powder?
He takes for a second, kind of like shakes up a bit and goes, "Ah, yes, of course. Simply known as fire powder."
Oh, okay. So I don't feel as stupid anymore.
Nope.
Alright, so I'm kind of running low on tobacco to smoke, and it's just not doing it for me with my retarded party members. Do you have, like, something like opium down here? Just to chill.
He kind of looks at you and goes, "Ah, I got it exactly." He kind of goes down and he brings out this small wooden box, maybe like a foot by like half a foot. He opens it up, and inside of it are is this sort of it's a dried, chopped leaf of some kind, like a dark green in color. He looks at you and goes, "This, my kind sir, is the finest halfling weed you've ever smoked."
Will that work on me?
Oh yeah.
Not exactly. Okay. All right. Like, I didn't want to be rude, sir, but I'm not exactly a halfling. You know. All right. Cool. Like a half a pound of that, I think. That'll be fine.
Half a pound? Oh, okay. Kind of looks down. He gets up.
I'm a big man.
He puts out half a pound and asks for 25 gold pieces for your troubles.
Okay, hold on. Let me type here. And that's 25, you say? Okay. And do you have something equivalent to, like, a vial of, like, sleeping sap? Something that would just put someone to sleep for a few hours.
Oh, why am I screaming?
Kinda just like
Hang on. Let me see. I'm kind of looking through right here. Like sleeping sap.
like some I just like I pour it in their drink or something.
Yeah.
Pour it down their throat and they go for a few hours.
Hmm.
Side effects are irrelevant to me as long as they're alive and asleep.
Good lord, that's horrifying. Oh, here we go. Nah, I guess that really doesn't. That doesn't really work for what you're looking for.
just something like really psychedelic if that's not working out. Just make them trip out.
I mean, if you want something hard, I mean, if you want something that'll really mess up,
that'll just like make them like in another world
for
a while.
All right, yeah, he's got something like that at the ready. When angry British kids are in your chat because you made fun of British football. I like British football though.
Soccer.
No stings yet. No drug stings yet. That comes later. Okay. He's looking over his whole stash. He goes, "Oh wait, I got something. You want something to really screw someone? Okay, I got you."
Oh hell yeah.
He gets this little vial. It's just big enough to maybe hold like 2 D20s in it, like 2 average sized D20s. He puts it down, and inside of it is appears to be some kind of blackish, like black as coal.
Everything on the stove is off. I'm just gonna let it sit so it
Okay, that's fine. It's like this like blackish coal powder that kind of almost has this like red tinge to it. Like as you look at it very close, it has this red tinge to it. And he goes, "This right here, sir, is devil's root. This will do. If you want someone to have an experience, this will be an experience."
Will they live? I just want them to live. Is that gonna kill them? That changes who I try it on. Like,
well, he says, no, they will definitely not die, but they will see some unforgettable things.
That's fine. All right, thank you, sir. How much is that?
That one right there is going to be 75 gold pieces for 2.
Can I bargain it down to 50 for 2?
Well, no, it's 2 usages out of it.
Oh, okay. So 2. Okay, 2.
So basically 2 doses of this stuff per
2.
vial. You do not need much of it, because if you took more than a little bit, you would die, or I'd say you'd be begging for death. I'm in that situation right now.
Barter this.
Good lord. Go on ahead and make a persuasion check. Just 2, yeah, just 2.
I'm feeling really comfortable hearing about this.
Joe, you're about to have a time.
This is like a depressing nat 20 because it's a -1, so it's a 19.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you and goes, "Sure, fine. As someone new to the hobby, 50 gold pieces is enough."
Thanks, mate. I pay him.
Okay.
Wish him a good day, and I'm gonna look around the core just to see where the pit is, and then I'm gonna go home.
Okay. There is on the very bottom of it, in like the dead center, the very bottom of the base of this entire like structure, there is a fight pit down there. However, one thing you notice about this particular fight pit is that this fight pit is only to the death. Like, this is a lethal only fight pit down here. This is not the it's not as friendly as the last one you went to, where people are doing it more for sport. This is more of a like, yeah. One thing you do notice about this fight pit though is that a lot of like, there's only one of them. It's a much larger pit. Like, it's a much larger. At this point, it'd be like a 60-foot by 60-foot pit. And as you're watching this for a little bit, obviously, because you're trying to get like an image of what this is, you see that there are pair fights, there's team fights, and one thing you notice about all of them is not only that they are all lethal, but for the most part, the wagers and money exchanging is frankly a little ridiculous, actually. Like, you were used to, like, maybe getting paid, like, 20, even, like, 100 gold pieces. Like, 500 gold pieces around here is chucked around as if it's nothing. Like, minimum bets on these fights are probably ranging into the 10 to 20,000 gold piece range on these things. But obviously, failing in one of these fights would be the last thing you ever did, as you would be bludgeoned to death, so keep that in mind.
Level 20 halfling was just too much for me.
When that,
Yeah, if I die by a halfling, I didn't accept this.
These fights allow oh, actually, that's a good point. From the Twitch chat, yes, one thing you also notice that these fights are, there are weapons.
All right, I mean,
So this is a
Take a while
fully
to beat
armed
him
and
with
armored
a
fight. Yes.
fist.
I mean, be more entertaining. Oh, possibly.
But actually, yes, good point. Actually. All right.
Oh, you know what's funny?
What?
I still have that Ankeg crown just like hanging off the side of the cart.
Yeah, you do actually. Actually, there's a few items you guys just have kicking around that I'm kind of like.
Well, I have them written down. It's just I'm kind of like I haven't gotten around to it because I don't want to make like 17 more store trips.
That's fair. Yeah.
But if I could really quickly, I want to bring that to the mid-tier blacksmith.
Okay.
I'm still
And see
looking
if he
for
can
a-
turn it into like a real crown for me. I think that would fit me.
Okay. You'll head up there. That'll be the last thing you do for the day then, since you've spent a lot of time down here in the fun part of the city.
I'm like just.
Ryan, jump over to you for right now. What were you doing last? You went to the bounty board, and then what were you doing after that?
Saw the bounty, was looking for loading afterwards to let them know.
So we'll just say you went back to the what's called the inn. Joe, you were heading to the
second tier blacksmith.
Yeah, second tier blacksmith. To so you and Logan are actually going to meet up then, which is funny. And then Uzziah, what are you doing right now?
I was going to go buy 3 healing potions if I can afford it.
That's right. The what's it called? The alchemist. Okay, so Uzziah, we'll go to you first, real quick. You head across the midsection of the city, and there is a I guess you'd call it the low-level alchemist. Obviously, there is a higher-level alchemist in the city, on the top level, but those are only for very, very special and unique brews that you're not going to be able to afford. However, this particular...
If I'm just on the top part of the inn, then I sit outside the inn and do some performance chats to retail to people of the city of tales about Joe's stupidity.
Yes, Ryan. You know what, Ryan? Go on ahead. Before I go to Uzziah, give me a performance check to regale the city with tales of specifically Joe's stupidity. Go on ahead, Ryan. Fine.
You're gonna be a celebrity, Joe.
6 plus what is my performance 4, so 10.
I have a feeling I'm gonna be
let's
trying
see.
to get robbed a lot.
Well, let's see. With a performance of 10, not very many people care. You get a couple people that kind of listen for a while. They have a good laugh, and then they kind of move on with their lives. Yeah. Anyways, so Uzziah, you head over to the alchemists, and as you head into this place, you see lots of the one thing you notice that this particular establishment, obviously because it's a brewery, has a bunch of unique smells to it. Usually you go into like a place that that has like, I guess quote unquote edible things. The smells are pleasant, pretty average. And you can usually detect the different like nuances of maybe like meat or alcohol. Here it's just kind of a mishmash of you don't even know what the heck it is. And standing behind the counter at the alchemist here is a human gentleman who seems to just kind of look you over and ask you, what would you like?
3 healing potions, please.
What kind of healing potions?
Just regular ones.
Regular healing potions? Make the potions master server a Snape. I try to be that on the nose with my characters. I try to make them at least somewhat original. Only occasionally will I throw things in, but honestly, that's not a bad idea.
To be exact, what were the last healing potions I had?
Not sure.
They're just called healing potions. It should be 4 plus 2 hit points.
Yeah, hang on. A potion of healing. A regular potion, every healing potion you buy will cost you 20 gold pieces.
Okay, those are expensive.
Those are actually really cheap.
Yeah, those are actually...
For you! I only have 59 gold!
Well, maybe you guys should get some work done.
Maybe you guys should get some work done instead of spending all your money.
Maybe if you guys can go to the store 4 times a day.
I'm trying to keep us alive here by getting healing potions. So,
Just let them all die, it's fine.
you know what? Fine. 1 healing potion.
20 gold then.
Alright.
Alright. 1 regular potion of healing for 20 gold pieces. Alright, so after that, you're going to have to head back to the inn, because that'll be the end of your day.
Roger that.
So after that, you'll head back to the inn. Logan and Joe, you guys, around the same time, not exactly at the same time, but around the same time, meet at the blacksmith located in the center ring of the city. As you go in this place, it's actually kind of interesting, because this is one of the few buildings that's actually completely made of metal. Unlike a lot of the other buildings of the city that are mostly made of stone, this one actually has like a dark wrought iron color to it. And as you go in, you see at least a dozen different blacksmiths working over a very large forge, honestly. You see this huge smelter in the center of it with a large bucket pouring molten, you don't even know what, into several casts as several blacksmiths come over and they take whatever, different, very swords, axes, that kind of thing, out and stamping out the metal. As you are there, the one gentleman at the front, kind of manning the front of the store, asks you what both of you would like.
Hi, Joe.
What'd you do now?
No, nothing. I've been carrying all this shit around, and I've been wanting to do stuff with it, so here I am.
Well, okay.
Sir, okay, so I have this crown.
Yeah.
Just pull it out, this on-keg crown. I want to make. I was wondering if you could make it into something I can actually wear, because it's kind of. Yeah. And then
Okay.
I don't know if this like null pelt would come in handy for like the inner part of it. I'm not familiar with crowns too terribly well. I mean,
he kind of gives you a look over it, and he's like, "Well, the null pellets won't really be useful. However, I could turn this into a crown. I could make the Ankh crown itself the centerpiece and make a metal band that would allow you to wear it.
that'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. How much would that be, sir?
Well, kind of an odd custom job. We'll say 10 gold. We'll say 10 gold for the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, here you go, mate.
He takes the Ankh crown from you, and then says in about a day he'll have it finished. Hey Reaper, dude, thanks for the raid, man. Host. I misread that. I am dumb. Anyways, much appreciated.
Not noticing this.
No. Anyways, Joe, go on ahead as you stub your toe on the what's called ground as you walk in.
I have a few pieces of armor, and I was wondering if you can make it into light armor.
Oh, you're talking about the Ankh segments, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks at you, and then he looks at the pieces and goes, "If you wish to make light armor out of this, you're shooting a little high there, buddy. At minimum, that's going to be medium armor, but most likely that's probably going to be a heavy armor piece out of it. Like,
Okay,
Ankhs are big. Like, that'd be like a Logan-sized person level of armor.
What else can you make it into?
Other than that, not really a whole lot. It's kind of hard to work with. The actual material itself, the actual chitin that it's made out of is very brittle. You really can't work with it other than just kind of making armor plates out of it.
Okay.
And
how much could I sell them for?
I mean, if you found someone to buy it, he doesn't know off the top of his head. He has no idea. He doesn't want it.
Okay.
Got tired
like
of
a
salty
pointy
British kids in my
Nemoidian.
chat. Fair. I feel you there, Reaper. Anyways, so Joe, what are you gonna do with these things?
You know what? I'm probably just gonna keep them and ask Logan, wait for Logan to be done with those.
Hi, I'm standing here.
Logan's done. Yeah, he's gonna
You
have.
could put them on the side of the cart. We could armor the cart.
You could do that. Yeah, no, you could do that.
I mean, it's better than having them on the bottom of it.
You could
I
like
wanna
just.
put my no pelt
I was
there
like,
as
you could
carpet.
just strap to the side of your cart and hope that maybe the projectiles
Yeah.
hit there instead of the wheels or anything.
Well,
Maybe.
I was gonna try and find a place to sell them, but okay.
You can
My
do that
life
too.
works
Yeah.
in maybes. This will be great.
Life works in babies.
I'll ask
My
Logan
roll for
what
maybe.
he went to go do on the way back.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
I-
worry
He's
about
probably
it.
eating it. Made a good soup.
I mean, if you're too curious, I'm just gonna hand it to you. You're gonna eat it, and it's gonna be a surprise what happens.
Next thing you know,
Because it's gonna be a surprise which one I give you.
Oh, please,
Because
please.
I'm just gonna be sitting here screaming in the corner, like, why does it look like
You know
I'm
what? I have an idea.
Okay.
Let's go back to the ink, and I just had an amazing idea.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. All of you head back to the inn, and you're sitting there kind of
on the way,
in the.
though,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
on the way, I'm gonna
Ah,
ask Logan
Logan.
if he found any secret
Oh, hey, Ryan.
places to go to.
Are you not at the inn yet?
Wait, Joe. What are you gonna do?
Probably see if Logan went and found something interesting, like a place.
Yes. I tell him about the core. I tell him I did not tell him about the core.
Okay. So Joe, you are informed about the core of the city.
Question.
Yes.
Am I nearby where I could hear this?
Not even close. You are literally probably about 1,000 yards away inside a building while they are traveling back on the cart.
Oh yeah, you probably shouldn't tell Uzziah.
You probably
He
shouldn't.
seems like a snitch.
Okay.
Let's feel this one out for a little while. I'm not sure.
All right.
All right. You guys head back to the inn, and now you're all sitting at the base of the inn around a table. You know, just kind of decompressing after a long day of whatever you guys were doing.
Loden, buddy, friend.
Do you have a mortar and pestle?
Do I? Don't think
Yes.
so, actually. But anyway, Loden, buddy, there's a bounty. We should do it. Bit money, bit happy.
How much money?
1,100. Easy to split into fourths even. All the more reason to do it, buddy. Bit happy.
Easy.
What are we killing?
Bandits or raiders.
Well, that
Maybe
went
they
well.
won't. Maybe it's a fucking trident. I hope it's a trident.
It went well last time. There was 6 of
Fine,
us.
Talos, let it be a trident.
Tell us, let it be.
Last time there was 6 of us, and that is how I got blue shiny ball.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Hold on.
It'll be a good
Do I
time.
cook utensils? I do. I'm gonna attempt. I'll be like Ryan. I'll be right back.
Mortar and paste with them. Chatting.
Oh yeah, do you? To make life easier.
Kindle pad, small knife, rope, and I do not believe so. Sorry.
What is he looking for?
A mortar and pestle.
I have no clue what that is.
Does the tavern guy have one?
Yeah, he'd have one. Yeah.
Can I buy it? Sir, can I purchase this from you?
He kind of gives this weird look of like, I mean, yeah, sure, okay.
Sorry, it's just kind of out of the moment, man.
No, it's fine. Here, let's call it 1 silver.
Great. Okay, here you go, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You now have a mortar and pestle.
Is that an actual item? Mortar. No, that's a hand mortar. That is not what I'm looking
No,
for.
mortar and pestle. I think a mortar and pestle would be more under I want to say herbalist tools. I think. Are they alchemist tools?
There's an herbalism kit.
Herbalism
Yeah,
kit.
there's a
Yeah.
herbalist kit, which I'm thinking about getting because potions are too expensive.
But anyway, so let's just say you have a mortar and pestle on you because it wouldn't be the whole toolkit anyway, so you wouldn't be able to.
If I don't, I'll forget. Mortar. No, not mort. Mortar and pestle. Great. Okay. I'm gonna take my mortar and pestle. I'm gonna
Okay.
go to my room.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull out.
So do you think, Loden? Morning, let's head out to the bounty.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to die? Okay, yeah.
You mean want to die? Come on, it'll be
How
fine.
many bandits are there?
I don't know.
You have
Bandit.
no idea. We could walk
We
in there.
didn't
There
have
could
any
be
tail
50.
last time.
We had 6
Right,
people.
I'm going to go through the bandit ramp myself. Fuck it.
Ryan just gets what walks out.
Make money.
And he just dies.
Anyways.
Fucking Christ. Alright, well then I'm doing hell tricks tonight. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna go to my room.
Yep.
Sit next to the cat.
Yep.
Be like, sup, Reginald. To pull out the
Hello,
mortar
sir.
and pestle. Pour the bag of fire powder in there,
Okay.
and then put the half of the black leaf I had left of the black lung in there.
Okay.
Holy hell.
And then just some, like a bunch of tobacco in there, like quite a bit, to like mix it all together, and I'm just gonna smash it up and mix it all together.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right. So.
How much of the
that's what I
firepower
got.
did you put in?
All of it. It wasn't a big bag, was it?
I mean, it wasn't super big, but okay. No, okay.
Well, it was like what, a gram of it? I mean, like.
Probably more in the vicinity of like 3 to 4 grams.
Okay, I'm gonna put a third of it in then.
Okay, third of it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna.
Okay, so now you have your concoction.
Yes, 2/3. Okay. And then the black leaf thing's coming. All right. And I'm gonna put it in the bag that the singular black leaf was in.
Yep.
Just kind of look at it.
Mhm.
Be like, yeah, that probably looks safe, right? Hey, Joe!
What?
Come here, buddy!
Okay.
Maybe I
Reginald
don't
is now
want to.
looking at you like, please no. Oh, good lord, no. By the 9, no.
Huh?
I go upstairs
Don't worry
all
about
depressing like, and like, what the hell do you
Look,
want?
buddy, you wanted to know about my trip today, right?
Sure.
Great, I didn't share any of this shit with anyone else, and I chose you because you pissed me off. So you're gonna help me out today, okay?
Help you
Alright.
with what?
Alright, now this is supposed to be something called halfling weave. Let me show him the bag of the things I just mixed.
Okay.
Why am
Alright,
I not
I just-
impressed
I
by
want you-
this? So you're a hardcore druggie.
I want you to try this out with me, man. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be a good night.
Okay, first you tell me everything that was down in the core, and then maybe I'll consider.
I did.
No, he did. Yeah, he gave you the
Oh,
full. He gave you the
okay,
full
Yeah,
insight.
you
Yeah.
already know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like- Made a
Okay,
thing.
I'll do
Lovers.
it if you do it first. Just like,
But you
Keep
cost
your
me
end
400 gold, so I think you should do it first.
wanna know what other bullshit I believe? The fact that you'll just be like, psych, I won't take it.
Look, all I know is you're not gonna die, and if you don't die from it, I'm gonna try too. So. You owe me this. You owe me 400 gold, Joe. So you can
Fine.
try this shit.
You
Okay,
wait.
I'm gonna open the window so we're not hotboxing a random in with whatever this
Okay.
is.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
will.
pack it into that owl pipe.
Can
Okay.
can I persuade Logan to waive half of the gold fee if I do it?
Better roll, boy.
Sure. Roll.
What am I adding? Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Is it his passive persuasion or does he roll too?
Yeah, sure. We can call it not use that. Yeah. What did you say? No. You
There is
just
no passive
no.
persuasion.
No. You just add your persuasion modifier, and that's it. And then he rolls. What's it called?
What would that be?
Let's say. Let's just do a. Let's do a charisma. Let's do some raw charisma, I guess.
Wait, so am I still doing the
Yeah, do persuasion.
23.
Okay.
Nat 20. Trent's here as my witness.
Nat 20.
I rolled a nat 22, so that's weird.
He's tweaking. He's fucking tweaking.
So you both rolled a nat 20. Logan, with your
That was-
modifiers, what would it be?
19.
Okay.
Oh, 23. Okay, I
It
got
was
you.
for him
So-
trying to make me.
So Logan, you think that waiving half the gold fee is good enough if he tries this concoction you made. It sounds reasonable.
Sure.
He still owes you 200
There you
gold,
go.
but okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, good.
Joe, you take now Logan, you do know what mixture you gave him, right? This isn't any of the new stuff you bought. This is the old stuff.
Yeah, this is fire powder, black lung. Well, actually, yeah, no, this is all the old stuff. So this is fire
Yeah.
powder, black lung, and tobacco.
Okay. Yep. Joe, you take a seat. You put the pipe in your mouth. You take a nice long drag of it. And you exhale, and you're sitting there. And at first, nothing seems to happen.
I look at Reginald and giggle.
And then-
Just pet the cat.
As you're sitting there, suddenly your mouth begins to feel as if it's on fire. However, instead of like
Owie.
no, you don't feel pain. You feel all the other sensations of being on fire except the pain. So you feel the warmth and the tingle and like the you know how like when when fire like licks against something, there's like that little bit of like force that's applied to it. That's what you feel like all the way down to your stomach, and then eventually your entire, like, all your skin begins to feel this, like, warm, tingling effect. Almost like, it almost feels numbing, but it's not numbing you whatsoever. As
Logan,
you
why does it feel like the sun got closer to me?
Oh, that's the easy part, buddy. Don't worry.
After that kicks in, suddenly your vision cuts out, and Logan, you witness this like dark tar black smoke like emitting from his mouth as Joe suddenly, your vision goes from like full vision to slowly tunnel vision, and then eventually jet blackness. Upon reaching jet blackness, you suddenly are, as I described before, hit with these images that appear to be like if you mix like jazz music, modern art, and like a strobe light all together. That's what you're kind of experiencing right now. As
I'm just full on having a seizure.
I take the pipe out of his hand.
Yeah, you know, you are now going to be comatose for the next 12 hours as you are having this very colorful and just artistic trip. Let's put it like that. It's very artistic.
I'm looking at him. Does it look like it's going bad?
Well, currently Joe is kind of like slumped back in his chair, his head kind of like bobbed to the side with this black smoke like pouring out of it, and his eyes are just staring ahead like 1,000-yard stare. You think he's alive? I mean...
God damn, son, that was one hit.
Someone who's never done anything of that type
dude,
before,
that was
Logan.
fun. Well, that doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look too bad.
I pick it up and I go, oh, he's alright. It just ripped the rest of the thing to my face.
And Logan, you experienced this.
Set it down on the table.
You set it down, and Reginald witnesses as the entire bugbear just hits the bed. Just black smoke now pouring out, blanketing the floor as you both sit there comatose for the next 12 hours. Reginald kind of just sits there, looking, staring, and then with one deep sigh.
Before I passed out, it went, bye, Reginald.
Meanwhile, Ryan and Uzziah, you guys eventually go to sleep.
By the way, is food included here?
Yeah, food's gonna be included. As you walk by Logan and Joe's room, you see this like thick black smoke kind of leaking out from under the doorway. Yeah, I know.
Oh god.
I just
Might be slightly magical.
Logan, why are we inhaling, or why are we exhaling smoke like we're fire-breathing dragons?
It ain't fire-breathing dragons. It's more of like a coal mine.
Wait, it looked magical?
No, I'm just saying like the black smoke might be magical. It might be a magical effect. But no, you
I made a weird mix.
Okay, so Ryan, you open the door to see Logan and Joe comatose with the window open and black smoke kind of like pouring out of the window. The entire floor is blanketed in it, and both of them are just kind of like laying there with the smoke pouring out of their mouths, and Reginald just kind of being like, they did drugs.
Magic drugs or not magic drugs?
Make an Arcana check, actually.
I asked Reginald if he wants to get into a better room with no drug smoke in it.
I think that's
He tells you that it's fine. I've seen worse. My previous owner was not the purest individual, and then he kind of curls up and goes to sleep. Anyways, Ryan, what'd you roll?
11.
From your knowledge of the arcane, this the black smoke that is currently like coming out of their lungs, the effect itself does have a bit of an arcane, almost like an illusory effect to it. The smoke itself might not actually be real. You gather that maybe whatever leaf that they consumed had some sort of maybe like innate magical properties in it that, you know, causes a bit of like a show.
Excellent. I'm going to call my tattoo and kill them both and just sleep.
You son of a bitch.
Well,
I'm not actually doing that, by the way.
oh man, I want to describe how suddenly, Joe, you're sitting there in all these colors, and all of a sudden everything just goes black, and suddenly your eyes are open, and you're sitting in the astral plane, you know, just kind of like looking around, going, "Where is everybody?" Oh, that's
Ryan
weird.
Stabs me and it breaks open the acid vial.
Ryan just stabs Logan. Logan wakes up, and there's Asmodeus standing in front of him, going, "Well, How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the
Wait,
eighth.
here.
Welcome to the 8th hell, bro.
Where's my bugbear god? I'm
Who's my bugbear god?
Guarantee.
He ain't here, boy. Anyways, so yeah, so they're just kind of passed out. They'll be that way for 12 hours. As you remember, Ryan, because you remember when Logan passed. Actually, you both know that they're out for 12 hours at least. Possibly longer or shorter because you're not exactly sure what Logan mixed in that concoction. So
I just face palm and walk back to my room.
Sam said.
Well, at that point, you both go back to your rooms, and you get a nice, good night's sleep as you prepare for hopefully some fun adventures next time when we pick up. Hopefully
Next
tomorrow.
time on D&D.
Next time on D&D.
Get a long rest.
Sure, Logan, you get a long rest. You and Joe both get a long rest. Yeah, nice long
We
rest.
do.
You're out for 12 hours, so yeah, probably.
We actually get long
I
rest.
was like, I hope I get some sleep out of this.
Yeah, no, you both get long rests out of this. Because you're both out for 12 hours, Joe, so I mean, yes.
Great. I'm happy with this.
I did good things. I feel like I did good things.